And I was on an acid trip. I was on a lot of acid.
Hold on, rewind. Let's just focus in on this now. What was your craziest acid trip? Or if it was your only one?
I sat on a stoop on 11th Street right off of 5th Avenue for 12 hours. And I couldn't get off the stoop. With a friend of mine. We just were looking at each other for 12 hours. We went through all kinds of states. But yeah, by the end of the day, we was just tired.
No.
But 12 hours.
That's nuts.
It was nuts.
Mailman must have loved you.
Oh man, we were on the steps of a Jewish temple, and it's still there. You can go to 11th right off of 5th, and on the left side is this Jewish spot. And we were there, and we just sat there. We were looking at each other, looking at the temple, looking at each other, looking at the temple for like 11 and a half hours. And finally, I said to him, "Yo, I gotta go, man."
After 11 and
a half hours, I said,
So
"Yo, I actually have to go."
I got, like, what'd you learn? What was the whole meaning of the trip?
It was like, it went from like point A,
Yeah.
all the way around a circle to point Z, and then back to A. When it got back to A, I was out.
I hate it when that happens. Yeah,
just how it
and
was.
in between, you're just
Locked.
getting mind fucked the whole way.
What about you?
There's been times where, like, I've looked into the mirror and, like, went into, like, kind of like a trance, and I can, like, look into my pupils and start to see, like, the past lifetimes and stuff like that. And I've seen myself take all types of forms, like good people, evil people, like fucking warriors, shamans, like all this gnarly stuff.
It just sounds like a lot of work, honestly.
You know, oh no, it's intense as fuck. It's super intense. I don't think the average person enjoys doing that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say, like, I would rather just watch a movie on Netflix. Like, I feel like I get the same thing.
The thing is, once you experience it, it really does teach you a lot of things.
It
just changes your whole.
Well, it just makes you realize how happy you are to be alive.
Some people do 20 years of bullshit therapy to realize they hate their mother and that, you know, whatever, their father neglected them or whatever. Or you could just eat like a tab of acid in 8 hours. You'll deal with all that shit real quick, baby.
The thing that I found with tripping on acid, not so much, equally as the soul searching aspect of it, which is important, but was just it's just so fun to do. Like, there's colors, and you're laughing, and you're going, and you're vibing. The only thing with acid that I've ever had, like, where I was like, you know, it's just like, kind of when you get to the end, you're like, you know what, I'm ready to go to sleep now, you know, and I just wanted to just, wish it would just end.
And you can't shut your, you can't go to sleep.
Like,
see, I can pause a movie on Netflix.
This is true.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, when you eat mushrooms, it's different than acid, because mushrooms is more organic, it's not chemically processed. Mm-hmm. And when you eat mushrooms, it's coming out of the ground, and if they're from the right people, then it's just like, you really get a much purer trip in a way. For me, like acid was like, you didn't know who was putting it in what. You could really, or peyote.
Yeah.
Mushrooms or peyote.
Yeah.
You can really have an organic trip. And what I mean by that is it's not processed. And the process will leave you weird, but the organic thing, you'll be able to really understand the whole cycle.
And at the end of the day, like, if you just
without
analyze,
jolt, you know,
if you analyze human society, and, you know, we've used these psychedelic tools as a means to connect to God and the universe and try to understand the universe before any type of science was around or any type of math or explanation, and we use these psychedelic tools for consciousness development from a very, very primitive age. There's animals that search out psychedelics, dolphins, jaguars, you know. This is a very integral part of human evolution. And the whole thing, as far as like in the 60s when it became this recreational thing to do, acid, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've almost had fucking panic attack. Like, I've had crazy panic attacks on trips before and stuff like that. Like, you need to a group of kids. It's not safe for a group of kids to just fuck around and eat a bunch of acid and stuff. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You're making yourself vulnerable to different energies and different forces and different realms that you're not even capable of, like, understanding, and you could fuck yourself up.
You gotta go though. You gotta go in.
But I've had friends that left and never came back. But we all have friends that left and never came back. That's why I'm saying,
what would you consider the ideal setup to try acid the first time?
I would say you should be with a shaman. You know, you should be with a spiritual teacher.
Ain't nobody out there.
You're right.
Lining up with shamans.
Right.
You're 15 years old and you just left school.
And I find a shaman.
You're right. The thing is, you're probably. The thing is though, is like, if you're 15 and you're gonna waste your fucking $20-$30 to buy those couple tabs, like, you're not even gonna know what the fuck to do with it. And like, some people are gonna roll the dice and they're gonna get lucky.
Yeah, you do. You gotta roll the dice.
Not everyone's a risk taker, DA. Not everyone's a risk taker.
Shinobi Ninja.